Hey guys, welcome to Mount Motor. Today I'm going to be showing you how to remove these belts on your belt-driven scooter, especially for blades. The basic tools you'll need will be two sizes of the Allen wrench, one bigger, one smaller. These sizes of the Allen wrench do vary depending on the sizes of your screws. So let's go ahead and begin. Alright, I'm going to start by removing these long screws over here. If you remember, these are the same screws that are used to remove your engine. So let's go ahead and loosen them up just a little bit. Make sure you have something to prop your engine or help hold it up, because these screws will be removed and there's only going to be two other smaller screws that are going to be holding up this engine, and we don't want to stress them out too much. So what I did, I took a paint bucket and I propped it right under the motor, so it's supported pretty well. So let's go ahead and remove or loosen up these screws right here. Alright. The basic idea is to remove this piece right here, because this is what's holding all of our belts together. Alright. Now we're going to go ahead and take our smaller Allen wrench right here, go to these bottom screws right here, and begin to loosen them up. Okay. A little bit of dirt coming off, so watch out for that. Make sure you don't lose any of your spring washers or your regular washers. Okay, all of these screws are about the same length, so you don't have to worry about the order that you put them back in, or the place where you put them back in. Alright, as you can see, this is starting to get pretty loose. Alright, that's a good sign. So let's go ahead and start removing these tall slash long screws up here. Make sure you don't lose any of the spacers that are provided with these long screws. And it's always a good idea to wear protective gloves while you're doing this. As you can see, I just cut myself. Always a great idea to use those. Alright. Okay, I just lost a spacer there. You do not want to lose any of them. Very important, very important. Okay, these are your average spacers. Let's go ahead and remove this cover over here. Let's go ahead and take this other spacer out if we can. Doesn't look like it wants to come out. Doesn't look like it wants to come out, so we'll just leave it there. And now we can pretty much remove this piece right here. Very careful. Alright. This is the cool part. Now, as you can see, we're revealing the belt bearing right there. Very cool, very cool. Yeah. So what we want to do, we want to go ahead and get rid of this piece completely. Just move it out of the way. We want to go ahead and remove this bearing, or this cover for the bearing. Don't forget which way it's supposed to go into, or which way it's supposed to go in. Very important. Place that there. Now we have a bearing right here. We can go ahead, just make sure that's working pretty well. And it is. Always a good thing to do, is to make sure that your bearings are in good condition. Alright guys, we've come to our tricky part of this video, and that is working off these belts right here. And what I mean by that, you want to go ahead and move this belt a little bit off track, off the sprocket there, as you can see what I'm doing, and rotate it until it completely comes off, like so. So you just completely came off that sprocket right there. Alright. Now, keep doing so. Your whole entire assembly has now come apart. Now, once it has all come apart, you're ready to remove your belts. So let's go ahead and start doing this. Pretty easy right now. We pretty much covered the hard part. Fix it right there. Alright. Whole belt assembly has now fallen apart. And now we can remove our clutch belt right here. Make sure that none of the sprockets are misaligned when you put them back on. Alright, see? Now I can already move this belt. Just to move it out of the way here. Like so. Alright. Pretty easy thing to do. And your big belt here. All you need to do is just move it out of the way of this sprocket right here on your wheel. Just comes off like that. Very easy. Pretty simple job here. Now let's go ahead and put the sucker back on, because that's going to be kind of tricky. So let's go ahead and do so. Alright. Go ahead and put your sprockets back in. Make sure, very carefully, make sure that your sprocket shaft, or however you want to call it, fits into that little support right there. See this support? Make sure that that gear shaft fits right into there. Alright, and as you can see, there's another support right there. Now I can't really do this with one hand, so I'm just going to show you while I prop the camera onto this bucket right here. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and put this gear back in spot. Our spot right here. The wires might get in the way here, but make sure the support fits back right in there. Okay. What we want to do to ensure stability, we're gonna go ahead and start inserting our first screws. But before we do that, very important, we of course need to insert the belt back in. I completely forgot to do that. Sorry about that, guys. So let's go ahead and insert our belt back on. Alright, make sure that the clutch belt goes over the big sprocket here. Then right when you've done that, you can go ahead and put it back into the support. Alright. Put it back into the support right there.